democracy to stand.
Aren't you disappointed?
No. I'm not disappointed. You know why? Why I'm not disappointed? Because the two candidates, they are from my area. Because what I need, I went to my village. You know, sometimes we start in Lagos, so we just talk. I went there. I won't tell you like in Uromi, there is no government for 8 years of Obaseki. I don't see even water.
Lucky was not there. Lucky was in the house. We called him. We heard him telling his child, his boy, to lower the volume of the TV before he started telling us lies. Lucky was not there.
With your usual phrase of Edo no be Lagos. Now that the table has turned, now that power has shifted in Edo State, would you continue using that phrase Edo no be Lagos?
Yes, I will still use it. It shows the failure of the governor, Godwin Obaseki himself. Anything, any election under Tinubu, whether 2027, whether Edo State, whether Anambra State, let Nigeria rest assured that election under Tinubu APC is zero.
How are you doing, Mr. Rafa?
I'm doing fine. I'm fine. Only that, Mike, what happened in Edo State, I'm not happy. And actually,
What factors led to the failure of PDP and Obaseki in Edo State?
many factors. Many factors. Obaseki failed to acknowledge the Oba chief, Oba Owari, Agbolopolo of Benin Kingdom. If anybody turns his back on the man, on the Oba himself, that person is going to embrace failure. Obaseki failed to at least embrace his deputy, Chuaibu. No matter what happened, no matter what transpired in the past, Obaseki is supposed to have embraced Chuaibu as his best friend. Then again, the Ishan factor. So, which is why I should actually tell you that I will be here tomorrow to treat Mr. Lucky's tantrum, rantings. He actually said lots and lots of meaningless things. Edo State is a state under PDP for many years. APC would not have no reason, no factor whatsoever, to take Edo State. But there are many things that should have corrected before this election. Obaseki, number one. Oba's factor, number two. Chuaibu's factor, number three. So, I'm telling you, City News stand. I'm going to come here tomorrow because my voice is a factor that is draining me from going forward.
Lucky was there. Well, Lucky was in Edo State to witness the election. What do you have to say?
I don't think he was there. Even if he was, he could not stop anything. Lucky was not there. Lucky was in the house. We called him. We heard him telling his child, his boy, to lower the volume of the TV before he started telling us lies. Lucky was not there. Even if he was there, Edo could not do anything. The mighty strength of federal overpowers the state structures. Edo state structures could not withstand. Yes, it was used in that election. Our electronics technology could no longer save us. Nigerians, if not treat electoral process currently, we are not going anywhere. Our technology, electronic technology, the beavers could not save us anymore. Atiku, Obi, and the rest of them could come together to fashion out a way out. Our electoral process is under Tinubu's armpits, inside his pockets. We are not going anywhere. I think, Mike, when I come here tomorrow, we are going to go further because my voice is not audible.
It shows the failure of the governor, Godwin Obaseki himself. He has not been able to. It shows that he was not able to put leadership in Edo State in a proper perspective. Even if it's going to come from a particular constituency, we expected that the governor should have been on ground. So it shows that he lacks grassroots mobilization. He lacks, the goodwill of Edo people. You can see the manner of which Oshomole, Akpabio, Wike, all of them trooped in to the palace of the Oba of Benin and started celebrating the victory, acknowledging, supposedly the Oba of Benin's, seemingly unfriendly relationship with Governor Obaseki. We can remember some time ago that the Oba of Benin was alleged to have been taken to court. Is a factor considering the way and manner the people of Edo State, Benin, look at Oba, as one of the people, that determines, somehow politically, and of course, the culture is also important to Edo people. So if the Oba's body language can be seen as a factor to determine the victory of that election. That is, by the way, we are also looking at, the Mr. Bola Tinubu's first victory, election victory, since he came into power at the national level. We are also looking at APC as a party. We are also looking at APC as a government. Considering the fact that Nigerian economy and activities has gone down, and food insecurity also. Inflation is almost about 50%. So to say, a lot of people was actually thinking that it would have played out completely in Edo State, where Edo people will come out and automatically reject, the government, considering the fact that APC's incompetence in trying to, navigate Nigeria economic woes to Eldorado. But that's not the way. Look at what actually, is the factor of victory for Edo APC is Obaseki. Obaseki is supposed to be held responsible for not, standing his ground and allow Godfatherism, and of course, people who see themselves as the big north, who can determine anything from anywhere at any time. There was a wicked factor. We're not ruling that out. There's Oshomole factor there. There's also Philip Shaibu factor. But the way Obaseki was going, a lot of people feel that he's actually on ground. But he was exposed by this election, which a lot of people are saying it was purely a charade. But no matter how you look at it, in an election like this, when you take up election matters to the court, of course, we know what judiciary is all about currently now. We also know that INEC is not actually fit, because when you're talking about reformation, when you're talking about getting the electoral reform and the electoral act, in proper perspective, the INEC is not there at all. We are still in analog, even though they preach, digital to us. So it calls for, another review of the Electoral Act. It calls for a review of a lot of reform, where Nigerians, without physically manipulating or voting, then we can have electronic means, of exercising our franchise in election like this. They are already targeting the Anambra State. They are already targeting, Abia State. They are already targeting Ondo State, to do the same magic. So, but the fact is that the likes of Atiku them are no longer relevant in the politics of this country again, because they have seen that Wike seems to have dwarfed anything that has to do with articulation in PDP. So a big embarrassment for the likes of Secondus. They should stop shouting, because these are the people that worked against the interests of PDP in the past, and they came out again and they are trying to say, this and that. Those bad eggs, that move out from PDP, to APC, and still maintain the same logo and trademark we are using in PDP, has turned against PDP, both at the national level and at the state level. And Obaseki should know that his end politically has actually, come to pass.
Let me quickly move back to what happened previously in Lagos State. You know the rift between Bola Tinubu and the former governor of Lagos State. What happens to Ambody? Second term of Ambody was kicked out. Of course, we know Obaseki tenure has expired. Now, looking at River State election, you understand the feud that is going on between the former governor of that state, person of Jason Wike, who is also the FCT minister, with the feud with the governor, the independent governor of the state, Fubara. What lessons do you think Fubara should learn from the election in Lagos State, the previous election in Lagos State that brought in Sanwo-Olu, that kicked out Ambody, and the election that took place in Edo State that kicked out PDP out of that state?
That would be a big slap for Fubara if he actually done that. Remember, he has mandated his loyalists to move out from PDP and to another political party, where they are going to contest the local government elections, because he wanted to consolidate on the structure there in River State, given the recent decision of the PDP National Working Committee to hand over the structure of PDP in River State to Wike. So the governor need to sit up. But what we saw in Lagos was a pure junta politics, led by Ashwaju Bola Tinubu, and Lagos State are still, crying over that development, because we've not seen much of Sanwo-Olu's physical leadership, so to say it, So it has become a hitch, and it has continue to bring the issue of the indigenous people of Lagos, trying to sit up now and know what they're going to do come next voting era, because they have been complaining that non-Yoruba indigenes in Lagos State, have become a thorn in their flesh in the development and of Lagos State. So you can see the junta politics actually played out, showing that the Tinubu clique, political clique, are mastering the factor, that will destroy the democratic process towards a more dictatorial atmosphere, where the president himself becomes the master of all independent agencies in Nigeria. I want to take a brief reference to Davido, where he said that INEC has become the worst and terrible agency in the whole world. The Nigeria INEC, so a lot of things is wrong with that. For me, Fubara and the APC governors, I should go and know what to do, because they are becoming very, very toothless in terms of standing firm in an atmosphere where the APC seems to have been dominating, with impunity. Let me put it that way, to deepen and oppress Nigerians, to swallow bad leadership and bad governance.
Don't you think with APC in power and international Bola Tinubu being the president of the country, we will be heading towards one party system in Nigeria?
Of course, that's where everything is heading to. And Jonathan was the one who, I think Tinubu is trying to teach Jonathan, how to, be decisive and have to take control, even though that his government has been running off the line completely. APC government in Nigeria has been running off the line completely. Nigerians are waiting. They don't know where to start, and they don't know where to begin. They don't know the direction of which they are going to land under APC administration in the next 3 years or 2 years or thereabout of Tinubu's administration. But the fact still remains is that we have not seen much coming from people like Obaseki, people who feel they, apart from going to court. But Nigeria has not been able to, build a mass resistance, against impunity. And if they continue to hold their calm, of course, we are going to see this type of thing, spilling over to Anambra State, spilling over to Abia State, spilling over to other, states where PDP seems to have control over those states. It's quite unfortunate, but it looks like, the Oba of Benin is quite comfortable with APC victory, sending a wrong signal that you dare not dare the Benin Empire, that the Benin Empire Commonwealth structures is still being held by the Oba of Benin.
Now, don't you think with the outcome of the poll in Edo State, the 2027 election is sure for APC, especially as well as
No, yes, it looks like that. Given the kangaroo victory we are seeing in Edo State, meaning that Obaseki himself is not on ground and he did not calculate very well. Edo people, to be honest, have reported, a lack of leadership, of Obaseki himself, who seems to, they couldn't point out any concrete thing that Obaseki did in Edo State, and that factor is also there. Even in the midst of leadership, when people see, like Ambode, people are still crying over Ambode today because of the legacies Ambode left behind within 4 years of his administration. Even though we saw the other aspect that brought Asowolu to power. So the North, Tinubu has continued to squeeze the North politically, and is going to squeeze them to loyalty of 2027. That's the way I see it. And Nnamdi Kanu will also be used as a factor to negotiate the entire South and Southeast vote come 2027. Unless we are going to see a massive grassroots build-up in terms of alliances of different political parties, where we are going to see the Labour Party, PDP, and of course the NPP coming up, and look at competence first, not religion and ethnicity. Then we will be able to see if actually Nigeria is fit to checkmate the excesses of APC government.
City Stand.
My brother, my name is Lucky. I will still repeat it and stand on it. Edo no be Lagos. Yes, I'll tell you why. One, I was on ground. What really happened that very day? Thank God we did not see a lot of blood, killing. And don't forget the two party, major party, PDP, APC, they are from same village. Let's say Ishan side. I'm from Ishan and Urumi. And it was a very good contest between the two parties. But look at that, I see right from the one that it's not the turn of Benin. That is Labour. If Labour have choose from Isham, I believe that all of us could cure of Labour. But I was insisting that either the APC man, that's Akoboro or Ikotalo, whoever win, we need development from Isha. Right from years, they have not been a government. But when, don't forget, President Tinubu said, when the APC delegate visited in Nasrok, he said, I'm going to deliver APC to you. Is that what you want? Say yes. Automatically, don't forget who employing it, who guide the police, who guide the army. But the content was okay. But at the end, what played out? He played for Gobayi, which they manipulate and give it to APC delegates. But when the Benin, those want to stage a heavy protest for the Obas, and the governors called everybody in the Benin, say, look, after all, the two candidates, they are the same brother. So we don't need to fight. Yes, why I said I don't know in Lagos that in Lagos State, when there is even though you are doing well, you are not doing well, you remain there. As far as the Godfather said, that's the man I want. But in Edo State, we decide and change. That's why the flop of Obaseki. Don't forget Obaseki is going. So that means if Igodalo is there, automatically Obaseki will control Igodalo. But in Edo State, we say there's no Godfatherism. Godfatherism should stop. But for us, for the election, that election will teach Nigeria we make so many Nigeria to lose hope in election that the president be appointed by INEC, they will do their bidding. On those two, we go the same way. Another two, we go the same way. 2027 is in trouble. So Nigerians have lose hope. For me, I said it. I said, look, I'm going to dust my card and keep it until maybe when Tinubu is out of government, because I can see purity. Despite what the army assured us, the police, I see there was a delay, deliberate delay in the asylum time. It was around 12. We were there around 12 that they brought all these materials, which is very wrong. But by then, Akpororo and Oshomola have already done their bidding. You can see there's a lot of integration, which Yaga Africa came out and tell the whole world that that election was a sham. They will expect that election they expect INEC to at least use that election to redeem their image. But INEC, Mushud, what they call his name, disgrace itself. For them, today, I don't think many Nigeria will bring their mind and say they want to vote 2027. Election of Nigeria is a charm. So I think that is it. For me, we don't need to fight. Two brothers. If Akpororo APC is done well, if Godwin is done well, the Edos, the elders have called the youth. Say, look, this is your brother. We don't need to fight. Let's see for 4 years. If it don't do well, but don't forget, they are still going to court to go and contest it and see how convert it. We need to test the court.
All right, Lucky. All right, Lucky. As you can see, the APC big wigs, were jubilating when the APC candidate emerged victorious in that election. It's a victory, not just for APC, but for people like Oshomole, Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President of the country, Eze Yamu, and the Deputy Governor of that state, Philip Shuaibu. Now, the question I want to ask you is that did that election reflect the conscience of Edo people?
The election did not reflect at all because of this big wing who came all the way from Benin. Don't forget, all the chairmen of APC, the governor of APC, the government house, some of them living in Oshomale's house, let me tell you, it's a plot to Obaseki, not the Edo people. But we decide to just look that governorship must go to Isha. I don't understand me. That's what we believe. Particularly me. If APC are picked from Esako or picked from Benin, it could be a disaster. But the two candidates, they are from Isha. But forget all this, whatever they are called. I know that APC would have to hear in Edo State. But I am not interested in that. What I'm interested in is development. Let's see how the Akpaboro will use that governorship to at least to change Edo Central. Because for long, we have not been in a government. So because of that, we have to accept it. But another thing is that Nigerians have to look forward to see that election in this country is being determined by Asoro. When President said, I'm going to take it, he has taken it. But to tell you that Nigeria have lose interest in anything election. They have lose interest because the president opened it and said, I am going to take Edo, give it to APC. And he has done it. Don't forget, the man who is controlling INEC is being employed by the president, called Tinubu. And the police too, who employed the police, is the president. He has taken it. In fact, he's supposed to be in the US. Because of that election, he had to set to see how the election will go. And he's in favor of him. But thank God, our Papa have won Oshomole that it's not the time of jubilation. It's not the time of jubilation. And Edo people, I said, why I say I don't know Lagos is that the Edo people, if you see them, they're accurate. They don't need to wait for you to spend the whole years. We change immediately there. I don't understand me. We need to change. We don't need to say Godfather is this. I know some Godfather play by Asoro. As Tinubu, in fact, he played Europe. And he said it, I am going to deliver APC to Edo. And he has done it. So, automatically, it's between the Edo people and Asoro. That's how the game ended. Between the people of Edo State and Tinubu, the game has been done. But it left for the governor to prove Edo people that he can win. If not so, the Edo people will still decide and kick him out.
You were so much optimistic of the victory of PDP in that state, and with your usual phrase of Edo no be Lagos. Now that the table has turned, now that power has shifted in Edo State, would you continue using that phrase, Edo no be Lagos?
Yes, I will still use it because in Edo State, the voters matters. You know, when they just say it's the turn of the Isham people.
But aren't you ashamed?
Yeah.
Aren't you disappointed?
No. I'm not disappointed. You know why? Why I'm not disappointed? Because the two candidates, they are from my area. Because what I need, I went to my village. You know, sometimes we start in Lagos, so we just talk. I went there. I won't tell you like in Uromi, there is no government for 8 years of Obaseki. I don't see even water. Nothing. Roads are bad. So we decide, and the man, Agbaburo said, I am going to do that. Let's give me benefit of that.
But why didn't you support the APC candidate from the onset? Because now you are saying Obaseki didn't perform up to you guys' expectations. So why didn't you support him in the first place?
Before, we have been under PD for long. We did not suffer the way we are suffering under APC now. And I don't think no Nigerian man, even till now, will like to hear APC. What? Nobody. Everybody hate APC. They use that election. Hold on. Don't forget, the president used the power to remove that, to remove PDP and give it to APC. Why? So that Nigeria, the whole world will say, yes, Tinubu is working. That is the reason why APC don't voted for APC. That is the reason. But he collected that thing directly. There was manipulation.
How did you collect it? You said he manipulated, but there were reports that Obaseki also involved himself in vote buying.
No.
His deputy governor said it. Philip Shuaibu said it on Arise TV.
Both party.
They all,
but the highest bidder, those party, the highest bidder is APC. Instead of APC was paying 30,000 naira.
So it was a matter of who was smarter.
And not the other one. When collector of resort, you must carry resort for your word. Afterward, to the police, to the local government, from local government to the National Coalition Center. But some of these local government, like the Osaka West, did not do that. Did not compare to INEC regulation. That is where they do their damage. If you check the content, just how many votes? 50,000. I get it, 50,000. It was a manipulation. And don't forget, the president said, I am going to give Edo to APC. That one is low. He has done it, the damage. If INEC did not do that, maybe he will remove INEC.
Now, you are aware of the crisis going on in Rivers State, as per Wike and Fubara. And of course, Oshomole versus Obaseki. Now, what lesson do you think people should learn from that? Especially Fubara, the governor of Rivers State.
I'm still saying the same thing. That's why we are heading to one-party system. We're heading to one-party system because the system they use in Edo State, they can still use the system. As far as President appoint INEC at the police, so they are still going to use the system. It left from the Labour, PDP, the opposition to come together. This election will teach them sense for them to be with the campaign, with the noise in Edo State. See what happen. How many nobody do got. So let the opposition like PDP, Labour, other party, most party come together and form alliance. Nigeria will support them. If not so, people will lose hope of coming out to vote. I'm telling you, I went to Edo State, I saw what happened. That really, the Abuja really played their role. No matter how noise you make it, no matter how you vote, yes, Abuja came play. So we can't rule it out. I mean, we're heading to one party system. I mean, this country, APC, have destroyed the INEC. If in fact they control everything, Buhari did not use that. Buhari did not do that. Buhari was open. Kulok was open. But under Tinubu, first election, he said it openly. The whole world had it. I am going to give you APC Edo State.
But what do you expect him to say as a member of that party? Because the president is a member of APC, whether we like it or not. I get him now, and you should expect him to also campaign for his member in Edo State.
But when you are campaigning, you should use a civil language. Don't just say I am going to give. If you say I'm going to give, who employed the INEC? He has employed the INEC. He has given INEC matching order. That if you don't do that, 2027 you don't conduct election. He has done that. That is the simple thing. He has given them, and there was manipulation, not from the collection center. That That is why Obaseki moved when he had the formation, moved to Coalition Center and warned the INEC chairman that they should not allow any education, anything robbery, and they did it. It's done.
All right, look, you talked about the failure of PDP in that state. What are you expecting from APC as per economic recovery?
Now we have my brother, I can say it's my brother, and they need, I think we need mostly in our Eastern side. We need development. But if we go to Isha, we go to Ekpoma, the roads are bad. You know when I went there, I said, what's the reason that Obaseki? Yeah, our Isham voted for Obaseki. I won't lie. Isha not. We get almost 12,000 votes. We voted for Obaseki under PDP. But the point is that my people there, my old men there, said, look, no water, no road, electricity, zero. That's what I mean. I go around and check. Some of them say after all, Obaseki he only concentrate on Bini, another area, and this time around it's our turn. Whoever win, whether you see the problem we have in ideology is that we are looking party, but we are not looking the individual people. But let's see what our government will do. Whether it's going to change mostly Isha, that's what I mean, where we have university in Ekpoma. Let's see. But for me, we are still waiting. If it did not do well, I know Edo people. I don't know in Lagos, they will still change him. They will see if you don't do well, that's what they did abracadabra. They came to play in Asoro. If you check the voting, it's just 50,000 naira. It's just 50,000 comparing what they have. I don't understand. But it was that thing we're doing it in midnight. Where collation, when everything has got to us.
Did you ever envisage Labour Party winning in that state? Did you ever thought of Labour Party, coming, victorious in that election?
When I saw APC formation, PDP formation, I know the game will be because my fighting that time was it's not the Akpataton. Even when the Obi going there campaigning, shouting, it was even the last day, moving around that they should vote. Immediately, Obaseki respond and said, "Look, see, it's your turn. I'm from Benin. I'm just going out. People should open your eye. Go and vote for Isha man. It's their turn. APC is there." And when I noticed that, I said, "It's our turn. Whether the APC win, Isha. Whether PDP win, Isha. That Labour is not Labour turn." So thank God, Labour did not prevail. But for me, what I need, the damage has done. I'm not expecting APC to talk about that place. Now he's done, but the same person who is leading that area is my brother. The Odalo is my brother. And I think I can see our movement.
So it's a plus for you.
Yeah, it's a plus for me.
All right.
But now the adults now, the Isha EDG are not trying to call both of them together to see how they can develop. If you have it Isha at heart, let's see what they can do and develop. What people need is transportation.
What advice would you give to the parties that will be going to tackle the outcome of the results in the court?
They have a lot of proof, but the point is that who control the court? He said Tinubu, he will still tell the judge and say do the needful. If not so, but one thing we need to learn, Nigeria need to learn, our mind, our set, our hand have loose. I will not vote again, bring my card and vote. I said I want to vote for this country. This country is a mess under this Tinubu. So I am not hiding it. What I wear me.
Definitely, you're not pleased with the outcome of the election.
But just say the man favor us. I am not pleased. But what happened is that it was the three of them. The three of them they campaign. That election supposed at least to have attained where we are going, where Tinubu for years is going.
All right, thank you so much.
But now he has failed terms of conduct of election, directing INEC to do the beating of Asoro.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.